Who will replace Fernando Alonso at Alpine? That is what we are here today to discuss in this video. Welcome everyone to FireLynx. I am Ethan, and today we are going to be talking about who might be replacing the two-time F1 World Champion at Alpine for the 2023 season. For those who don't know, earlier today, Fernando Alonso announced that he would be replacing Sebastian Vettel at Aston Martin for the 2023 season. So, as you all know, that begs the question, who will be taking over that ride at Alpine for next season? And today we are going to look at some possible options that Alpine have for the 2023 season to race alongside Esteban Ocon. Obviously, the first pick that I have chosen, the most obvious one to most people, would have to be Alpine's current reserve driver and 2021 F2 World Champion Oscar Piastri, who currently right now, as I said, is a reserve driver and honestly should be in F1. This would be a huge opportunity for him, and it's looking very likely. The Australian-born driver managed to pick up 11 podiums and 6 wins last year in the F2 World Championship en route to winning it all in just 23 races. Not bad for a rookie, so he has the stats to back him up, and he is surely looking like the top pick right now for Alpine. But in the case that he somehow doesn't join F1, who might also be an option that Alpine have for next season? One driver, whether it's unlikely or whether it is likely, that I think many people think of has to be Nico Hulkenberg, the German driver who is currently a reserve driver and known as the super sub for Aston Martin, most recently starting at the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix when Sebastian Vettel was out with COVID. Hulkenberg, although he has never finished on the podium or obviously won a race as a result, he does have one pole position back with Williams in 2010. And, again, he is consistent with the highest finish in the championship of 7th in 2018 with Renault. Next up, now, in case you didn't know, earlier this year, Oscar Piastri was sort of loaned from Alpine to Williams, and it was looking like Piastri was going to end up at Williams potentially next season. So I was thinking maybe as the third choice for Alpine here, maybe they would take the Williams reserve driver if, push comes to shove and that's the only situation they're left with, which would be Jack Aitken. Jack Aitken does have one F1 race start, which came at the Sakir Grand Prix in 2020. That crazy race in which he filled in for George Russell, who was subbing for Lewis Hamilton, who was out with COVID. He does have 4 career F2 wins, however, the latest one coming back in 2019 at Monza. Aitken's best finish last season across 9 starts in Formula 2 was a 9th place finish in Monaco, but other than that has not really done anything too great since his F1 debut, which even then he was involved in a crash in that race, but still he would be a good option if things come down to that in the end for Alpine. So next up, another topic is, how is Aston Martin affected by this deal with Fernando Alonso, who will team up with Lance Stroll next season on the grid? Aston Martin, as it stands right now, is the second lowest team in the constructors' standings and has struggled throughout the season so far with Vettel and Stroll. The team has managed to pick up just 20 points, which is 17 more than the last place runner, Williams, who has picked up 3 points with Latifi and Albon so far this season. Aston Martin has struggled, but they are looking to build a race-winning car and saw big improvements in Hungary with their new rear wing. And after the summer break, heading into 2023 as well, they look to potentially contend for points on a weekly basis and maybe within the next couple of years, get up into race-winning form up with the big teams like Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. Obviously, losing Vettel is never a good thing, but they did manage to get another very experienced driver, the most experienced driver in Formula One, Fernando Alonso, who will help the team massively. And as we saw with Alpine, Alonso can be very good at team development, can help a lot, and as we've seen by the end of the season, Alpine was able to get a couple of podiums last year, just missed out at Saudi Arabia. Fernando was on the podium in Qatar, and of course the race win at Hungary last year for Esteban Ocon. Alonso was a huge help to the team, who were struggling at the beginning of the 2021 season, it was fair to say. Can he do the same for Aston Martin, who is also struggling? Now, it's important to note as well that Fernando has not won a race in nearly a decade, as it has been since the Spanish Grand Prix in Catalonia in 2013, since his last race win, which was back with Ferrari. But since returning to F1 after his hiatus last year, he has shown glimpses of his old self, most notably in his battle with Lewis Hamilton at Hungary, and of course his podium finish in Qatar last year. Can Alonso return to winning form potentially with Aston Martin before retirement, which you would have to think for Alonso is coming not too long from now? There's only one way to find out, and that's to let it all play out. So, anyways, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more here on the FireLynx YouTube channel. And I will see you all in the next video.